And these are boxes, Judy, I don't know if you saw these, that I started out with. If you come over
Originally,
here,
yeah.
you'll see on this side. Those were about the first thing I ever did in the way of artwork. I was a museum goer. I spent a lot of time in museums and galleries because I enjoyed that way before I knew I was going to be an artist. So I guess I got a lot of ideas and thoughts about form and color and shape. And I started off doing box collages with found objects. I had accumulated a number of found objects. I used to go to antique shows and flea markets, and I collected these things and eventually put them together in boxes.
They're very, I've seen things like this, similar, and very popular kind of craft, if you would call that, or collage.
Yeah, there is an element of collage. It's really found objects.
Found objects, yeah.
Right.
And antiquing. Very antique.
Right.
So if you look at like the stuff she has on the walls here in the boxes, these box collages that she does with different pieces with print type and watches, these are the ones that really appeal to me, that speak to me.
This represents, if you come around this way, it's a beginning. It represents a park of my childhood, which was very neat and orderly. In those days, there were no problems in parks, so this was my recollection of a park. And I just used whatever I had in the house that I collected to do found object boxes and things, and I put that in there. I used buttons from the museum. I used many different things, Coca-Cola tops and paper umbrellas. And it was a fun thing to do. Art with found objects seemed to work quite well, giving me an idea about shapes and putting things together. And from there on, I went to look to paint. This is a lot of mixed media here. Did you see this piece with the lace in it?
Look at the color, the fuchsia, the designs, and the mesh going over it. It's just very, very different. Look at this, and the lavenders with the pinks and the fuchsias, just wonderful. And then you come into here, and this is a totally different concept.
I had never, ever painted. I cannot draw figures, so my paintings are all non-figurative work. When I went into the art store, I did not know what to buy, had no idea about brushes or paints. I just looked at the pretty colors and blended them. That's all I did. Came home and I played around with that. Eventually I was on to something and I got the colors and the designs together, and from there it took shape.
A use of fabrics, textures, layering, shapes, lines, colors, detail is very imaginative. She has brought all of these elements together to create a most striking and powerful composition.
And when I saw that the work seemed to look satisfactory, I had slides taking up the work. And once I did that, I started showing the slides to different galleries and art organizations. I joined several art organizations and spoke to many artists, met lots of artists. And when I took the slides around, I had many rejections, but I also had some people that liked my work. And I got into exhibits. Wherever anyone told me I could exhibit, I exhibited. I didn't care where, as long as I could show the work. And that turned out to be very good for me. that gave me confidence, which I didn't originally have. That was in the 1980s when I started painting, incidentally. And since then, I've been exhibiting widely. I've had quite a number of exhibits, some one person and some group, and I'm very excited about that.
There is an air of mystery in many of her paintings. I believe that Evie Williams has created a new dimension of multimedia abstract art. Her paintings are most unusual.
In my most recent exhibit that I had, one of the Rockefellers bought a painting, and also one that I had done 2 years prior, he bought a painting. So that was just incredible for me as a self-taught artist. That encouraged me to go on and never stop.